Hello, what's up? Um, this is something I kind of wanted to talk about. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of at a point where I'm just like, if the I don't know. I'm having a lot of. I went to therapy. I have a no, not an official. Well, it is official, but it's through the college. So like, it's not. It's not a. It's not official because it's not a, what I'm saying, it's not, I'm not going through like um my insurance or something, um just doing it through the school, so it's kind of like unofficially official. But the point is like trying to through these 2 almost 3 years um of being in school. I think man, I don't know, it's just like I am I am exposed to a lot of things. I am trying to figure out my inner world as much as possible. Um, I I was talking with the therapist, and I was kind of having this thought. I was like, well, um, I don't like the idea. I can't say I don't like the idea. I think I don't have much of an opinion about how I view myself. I mean, I do have an opinion, but it's like at the end of the day, like I don't question what my characteristics or my morals are. I don't question that in the moment. I'll question it silently, you know, and if I have to change or make a different decision, I will. Um, but like I don't know. It's just I it seems like what it feels like to me is like a lot of things is are only really issues, not only issues, but they're issues because in my head I'm trying to make sure, I want to make sure everybody that I come across and interact with, um trying to make sure that they don't have negative feelings towards me. Um but but that's the public version, right? It doesn't mean it's fake. It just means that like when I'm at home with my family or around family, it's are people that I really deeply actually care, like truly, like that sounds so. It's like I don't know how to explain it. I'm just very family oriented. I am. I don't know what to say. I'm very family oriented. I uh, I think that uh, you know, not to be like a WWE nerd about it, but like almost like in a bloodlines kind of situation where it's like if you're not part of the bloodline, like I don't know what to tell you, gang. Um, I haven't had any coffee today, actually. Which is funny. I have been hitting the Benjamin though, so I guess that's my coffee. That's the substitute for coffee. I've been trying to like low key. I've been trying to wean myself off of coffee with the Benjamin. I don't know how good of an idea that is, but that's what I've been doing. I don't know. Hold on. And I think honestly, I want to talk about my some more of my progress on the scent verse. So the scent verse actually is going along smoothly, as smoothly as possible. Um, the problem that I have right now is that there's a lot that I have to like timeline wise. I have to really hammer this home. Uh, is like there is not just there's not one timeline that you should be that people, you know what I mean, like I don't think of it as like one timeline, because what I think of it as is every story that's being portrayed in this universe is its own timeline, right? But they all are timelines that connect with each other, right? Almost like real life, where like in real life, uh obviously everybody has their own journey, their own timeline, their own uh you know lifelong clock, I guess. And I want it to be kind of similar, in my universe where uh everybody's path is their own, right? The decisions they make is dependent upon what other people do before them. And trying to make sure that trying to what it really is I feel like I'm actually trying to manage a universe, right? Trying to put together pieces of a universe that's already there. It's like the ideas are already there, the universe is in my head, everything's kind of existing simultaneously. But being able to take those and put it put it onto uh, video or writing or whatever medium, like being able to put that onto the medium and for people, to see that and to see what I'm trying to get across, I think is um, deeply profound and deeply important. I think I feel like there is a like I like there's no like it's funny because I look at it. I know I kind of transitioned from being depressing into like more lighthearted, but like that's just where my brain is right now. Just hang with me. Just hang with me. That's all I'm saying. Just hang with me. Um, I uh, I want every character to feel unique to them. I think and I'm trying to make sure that these characters, for me anyway, I'm trying to make sure these characters aren't boring to experience. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want boring characters to experience, but at the same time, th- what's considered boring is subjective, right? So I may not find these characters. I may find these characters not boring. I may find these characters interesting, but somebody else may read a story of mine, or may not, or like they might see a video or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think honestly, that's kind of what kind of I want to do with these stories is like once it's done, once the main IP is made, like maybe say I do like a movie, a video game, a comic book series, or something, right? Whatever it may be, because I haven't figured that out yet. I'm building the world, and then after I build the world, certain stories lend themselves to be uh certain mediums, right? And then because of that, they'll stay. Well, they won't stay that medium, but I think it's better for it to stay that medium. So, for example, if I make a story and that story it has like aliens and sci-fi mechanics and all this crazy mumbo jumbo, I feel like those stories should be allowed to be given more creative expression. So those things need to be in a medium that allows for those creative expressions, right? And it and trying to figure out what medium goes with what story is man, that's that ain't easy. I'll tell you that. Trying to write these stories, trying to write these things with a level of um, what's the word? Like trying to write these stories with a level of competency, I guess. So they work in the medium, but um, I'm just gonna write what I want to write, and then whatever medium fits for that story, that will be the medium. I've been playing with this idea in my head for a while, but like I want to in the future. I'm hoping to see a possibility where I can kind of experiment with the experience of the universe, right? Of how people experience this universe. I want to experiment with that. I want people to be able to. Oh, the cats are fighting outside. Almost, they're chasing each other. Um, I want people to experience this universe as if in a new way, in a completely unique way. Not completely unique, but like in a way where like it isn't like I don't want people to come to watch to I don't want people to come out of the end of this universe or come out the end of these storylines uh thinking that they just watched like another YouTube video or YouTube, what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it. Like I want it to be where when they get done with it, like I want people to have questions. That's kind of the point, right? That's kind of partially the point. I want people to question what they just watched. I want people to think about what, what I'm saying? Like I don't want it to be like too wacky to where it's like just avant-garde, like oh my god, I don't even know what I'm looking at. No, people will know what they're looking at. It's just the story. I kind of like the idea that the story is. I kind of like the idea that the story is not finished. So every part, every video, every painting, graphic design, whatever, right? Every story, it's not finished. It's that simple. It's not finished. They're not finished. They're not done. And it's I kind of like the idea that the universe is a completely and always, not always, but just a work in progress. It's like this universe is a work in progress, but people are seeing the work, right? People are seeing it happen, and I think are seeing it being built, and I think that is it's about the journey, you know. It's easy to uh, internalize or to privatize the work, what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to do that. It's really easy to do that. But um, I don't really want to do that a lot, as much. I like this. I like this. This is fun for me. You know what I'm saying? Like me updating people about what my new creative idea is, and trying to make it work in my head, and trying to make it work, and trying to get it done, trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like I love that. I like that. Um because what it really does is it keeps me on my toes. It keeps me from forgetting about the mission, you know? Um and unfortunately, you know, uh I've I've had to sacrifice socializing. Yeah. Uh yeah, I had to sacrifice socializing. I had to um yeah. I had to turn down some things. I had to low key just not go to some events because I am in school. So but most of the time while I was in school for the last 2 years, I've been working on Descent Verse T23. I've been doing that. I'm trying to make sure I want to make sure that this project can be done as good as possible with the right people a part of the project. And I'm trying to figure out how to pitch this. I'm trying to figure out how to pitch a creative idea such as this one. You know what I'm saying? Like the creative, like this idea of a story being told through various mediums. It's not unusual. It's not like it doesn't happen. It's just when it comes to uh the way that it's, I think when it comes to like YouTube and it comes to like online video, I think it hasn't really has been done before in this aspect. I feel like there are people like Markiplier, in my opinion, is what really sparked a lot of this idea for me. Is because Markiplier, a he did his YouTube original series, a date. Well, he did a date with Markiplier, and he also did in space with Markiplier, and those kind of gave that, like, you know, that interactive spirit, right? It felt like when you were young. I don't know if y'all remember these, but like those interactive DVDs where you would have the remote and you would like play games on a DVD, or like a movie DVD, or like you would be able to like interact with like puzzles and stuff on certain games, or certain, not games, but certain DVDs, movie DVDs and stuff. That's kind of how it felt to me when I was watching Markiplier's YouTube originals, and a date with Markiplier and in space with Markiplier, especially in space. That shit was crazy. I was sitting here thinking like, how did he, how did he, how did he, how did he figure that out? And I started thinking like, oh my god, can I do that? Can I figure that? Can I? Wow. And it just got me really engaged and thinking. I was like, damn, I really want to do some shit like that now. Um, and I don't know if it's healthy that I kind of went into it. I kind of was already filmmaking before I saw that, but like I dived deeper into like YouTube and filmmaking after I saw Markiplier stuff. But yeah, this is kind of like a pseudo self interview. So when people do see this video in the future and are curious about my thought process at the time about the Scentverse and the movies and the TV shows and the paintings and graphic designs and all this different ways of promoting this series, uh, yeah, it's not even just promotion though. It's literally it's really the story of the series is existing simultaneously with real life, with the internet, right? I don't know how it's hard to explain it, but it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that idea where it's like it's you know like it's growing, and the universe is growing alongside, um, you know, it's expanding across the internet, and I kind of like using different platforms to tell that story, not just YouTube, but like trying to expand it towards multi-platform storytelling, right? Um, I don't know what's going to happen if what I do and what I've started has become popular, um, or like at least my channel gets popular. I don't know. I honestly I don't know what kind of outcome might happen because I've weaved these stories and I weaved these storylines and stuff into when you weave stories like these, the stuff that I'm making into the fabric of the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like you see this with ARGs all the time. It's just all this is just it's slightly bigger than an ARG. Slightly bigger, I think, because most ARGs are uh, video content first, right? Obviously, it kind of has to be. Uh, Mine has to be as well, but I feel like it's ARGs tend to have a bigger project attached to them for the most part. Uh, and in my opinion, personally, in my opinion, there are a good bit of ARGs, in my opinion, that aren't really true ARGs. I think some of them, the thing about an ARG is like if you use it right for storytelling purposes, it's amazing. But if you use it in a way to just promote the thing you've already made, right? It's just a promotional tool at that point when you use it like that. When you use an ARG like that, it's just a promotional tool. It's not actually to be engaged with as if it is part of the story. Um, and and a lot of these like the ARG ideas and stuff like that, like the OG of it, low key was the FNAF series, bro. For me anyway, that's kind of where it started for me. Uh, Back in high school, man, FNAF was all the rage, dude. Everybody loved FNAF. I mean, I did too. I mean, shit, and back in high school, that was senior, no, I think junior year of high school was when I got introduced to FNAF because that was during FNAF World when he made FNAF World. Actually, people liked the well, people my age. when I was younger, when I was junior in high school, people my age at that time, like I think we were like 15 to 17 years of age. I didn't say it. Fuck you. Um, uh, like, it kind of, that was, that we thought it was cute. Maybe the adults at the time, or maybe the older 20-some-year-olds who were into FNAF. I don't know if there were any. Were there? Okay, that's actually an interesting question. I don't know if anybody's going to ever answer this question, but were there any FNAF fans were there any like college aged FNAF fans when FNAF World came out? Huh. Because I didn't start getting into FNAF. I started getting into FNAF when I was like that age. I was like 15, maybe 14, 14 to 17, right? Uh, that's the age range. It's interesting. I don't know. I'm gonna I'm gonna close it out. I don't want this video to be too long, but it's yeah, that's my updates, man. I honestly I think this is gonna be a long journey trying to get this to work, trying to get my story and my ideas uh to make sense to people, and I realized that it's not gonna be easy, because you have to convince people that what you're doing is working, uh, and sometimes you can't show people that, so you have to be able to convince them uh, off of other things, right? But it's not really about convincing them. It's really about being able to explain what you're even doing. Like for yourself. It's like explaining what you're even doing is that's why I like making these videos, because I I already talk to myself in my room without a camera. So I just need to take the stuff I just need to actually like record it and put it out there for the world to see, uh because I just think this is important. This is important for us. This is important for storytellers, actors, everybody, every type of creative. This is important. This is encompassing. I want to use as many different forms of different many different mediums of creative expression as possible to tell a story. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it on that. I'm leaving on that. I want to use as many as I can, different types of mediums to tell the story that I've been trying to tell for years at this point. So wish me luck.